Seoul, South Korea, a couple of years prior, when I was a correspondent working in Pyongyang, North Korea's capital. I went to visit a kindergarten. While I was there, I grabbed a kid's book called A Hedgehog Defeats the Tiger. It was a story, a North Korean enlightened me, concerning a feisty little hedgehog that bests a substantially bigger and devilishly covetous tiger utilizing the main weapons available to it, the little yet sharp plumes on its back. The minor yet sharp hedgehog jumps on the enormous nose of the bumbling tiger, blinding him into accommodation. Do you know who the tiger is? The North Korean asked me, an American, with a slight grin. From kindergarten classrooms to the corridors of energy, this is the manner by which North Korea sees itself, as a crude little nation that has been tormented by the United States for a really long time and will battle back. North Korea takes pride in facing its substantially bigger, most outstanding adversary. That is the reason the Korean War peace negotiation of 1953, a détente that was found in Washington as an inability to wrap the contention up and to stop the walk of socialism in Asia, is commended in Pyongyang as Victory Day. To battle the United States to an attract is equivalent to triumph, the extent that the North Koreans are concerned. On the off chance that President Trump believes that his dangers a week ago of discharge and fierceness and weapons bolted and stacked have North Koreans shaking in their boots, he should reconsider. In the event that anything, the Mao-suit-clad frameworks in Pyongyang are likely joyous that the leader of the United States has played straight into their promulgation. They realize that their nation is a little hedgehog, however it appears to have irritated the tiger. Inside North Korea, this purposeful publicity is all over the place. The huge, terrible United States is get ready to assault us, and our pioneer, Kim Jong-un, is building atomic weapons to safeguard us. With his dangers, Mr. Trump has given Mr. Kim precisely the avocation he needs to keep his atomic and rocket programs going, even as his comrades go hungry. From the time they are little children, North Koreans are raised to see the United States as their adversary. At that same kindergarten, there were 2 rooms gave to instructing youngsters to detest Americans. The dividers of one were put with blurbs delineating American evangelists tormenting young men fixing to trees and snared-nosed American officers setting wild canines on Korean young ladies. A moment room housed toy weapons with which kids working on cutting and assaulting the radical aggressors. It's shockingly brutal stuff for 4 and 5-year-olds, however it works. A couple of years back Mr. Kim emptied a huge number of dollars into a historical center in the cultivating town of Sinchon that fills in as a world-renowned hub of against Americanism, a place of abhorrences with room after room classifying, in full, grisly, live measure detail, the, to a great extent unconfirmed, atrocities stuck on the Americans. All spring and summer, understudies are taken by transport to the exhibition hall for field trips planned to frighten them into despising and dreading the United States. There is technique to the franticness. Mr. Kim is utilizing the danger of assault from the United States to uphold a feeling of solidarity among North Koreans. He realizes that couple of things work better to move patriotism than the danger of attack. This promulgation is particularly viable with Koreans, whose social personality has been molded by a large number of years of hostility from outside strengths, the Chinese, the Mongols, the Japanese, the Americans. That is the reason Korea wound up noticeably known as the Hermit Kingdom. For a considerable length of time, some time before the Korean peninsula was separated, guarding against remote invasion was a national statement of faith. Presently in his mid-30s, Mr. Kim acquired in 2011 the administration of a people who didn't know anything about him until the point when 3 years before he took control, and maybe were displeased by another inherited progression. To keep up control and advance solidness, Mr. Kim and his strategists have attempted to get the present-day likeness of hedgehog's plumes, atomic weapons, and the straightforward story that with this cherished sword, and the sharp minds of his nuclear researchers, Mr. Kim will shield his nation from unavoidable obliteration by the raiding United States. The administration has utilized this story to legitimize pouring more than a fifth of its pitiful national spending plan into safeguard when a large number of North Koreans go hungry consistently, as indicated by the World Food Program. The administration likewise utilizes this David versus Goliath account to disclose to North Koreans why they should endure regularly fixing sanctions that, if implemented, will make their officially troublesome lives considerably more difficult. Mr. Trump's red-hot talk for the most part serves to progress Kim Jong-un's motivation by giving him more reason and support to manufacture atomic weapons under the appearance of securing his kin. This is not to state the North Koreans weren't thrown off by Mr. Trump's remarks. No past American president since Harry Truman has returned expository fire with flame so excitedly, not even George W. Bush when he assembled North Korea and with the vile forces that be in his 2002 State of the Union discourse. What's more, the North Koreans know they would rapidly be overpowered in a contention with the United States, which has positioned effective weaponry in the Pacific and directed sporadic flyovers of B-52s and B-1 planes to remind and caution them. Yet, with atomic weapons, they feel fairly strong. North Korea reacted to Mr. Trump's current dangers with a notice that it was conceiving an arrangement to flame rockets into waters close to Guam, a United States area with 2 Army installations and 160,000 inhabitants. Regardless of whether it completes on that danger, the North will keep terminating rockets, enhancing the innovation with each starting. The sharp move by Washington is discover a face-sparing approach to down from the raising talk and to quit giving Kim Jong-un what he needs, purposeful publicity triumphs and a support to continue building bombs and rockets. Be that as it may, maybe Mr. Trump is removing a page from Mr. Kim's playbook. He's rustling up fear and inciting America's foes, keeping in mind the end goal to divert from his own issues and build up his notoriety for being a pioneer who can protect his kin, regardless of the possibility that it includes some significant downfalls to worldwide peace and security.